Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And we have a reschedule. Colby was supposed to be on 2-3 weeks ago, and the times and what was happening, the circumstances plopped us on today's date, and I'm so grateful. And Colby, I think you're the second to last interview for season 28, and there's been so much transition, so a lot that's been coming in the field. And how many times over 28 seasons have we heard that? But where we're landing today, there's so much support that Colby can provide to bring us back to ourselves, to remember who we are in this form and what that entails. And we're going to get into that. And y'all may know the answer, but you may be surprised on how Colby explains it and demonstrates it for you. And we're going to get into a lot of Q&A also. So if I'm telling you, y'all take advantage of it. Don't type in your questions today. Raise your hand. Let's put you on video. Let's get you live. Let's get a direct transmission from Colby to you. I want you all to experience this, receive some of the healing, and also see what you're going to get more of in the special offer, which is a private session with Colby, which is extraordinary. Again, it's straightforward, straight right to the point, and really allowing so much to transmute. And it's been a while since Colby's on. You've been off and on BTO. But let me tell you a little bit more about Colby. So Colby uses a highly developed intuitive skills that he uses to help you transform yourself. So when you can accept yourself and your divinity, and we're going to talk about that for a little bit before we take questions, well-being arises. What was unhealable heals. What was unchangeable changes, sometimes instantly. So while a counselor and coach, Colby recognizes that there was a power beyond traditional therapeutic methods that can shift what seemed unchangeable, the very core of a person. So Colby assists his students and clients gain greater connection to themselves and to higher realms, and not just for a moment, but in a profound, ongoing way. And Colby does have amazing compassion and humor. And he works with us on this. So it's, he's going to help all of us really awaken to what's possible and journey into self-mastery. And with that, Colby, welcome back to BTO. And I'm so grateful that we're able to reschedule for today.
Thanks for having me, John.
Yeah. So this concept of divinity, about accepting ourselves and our divinity. And I can't really call it a concept, this fact of what's accessible, or however you want to name it, because again, you put it on here. Tell us more about your experience in that.
I think, or my experience, is that people have been told they need to sacrifice themselves to access the spark of God within them. So it rolls out of them. But the problem then is that you have to give yourself up. You have to relinquish yourself. You have to die. And that creates a lot of resistance in the ego. And so it keeps you, me, us, from allowing the divine in if we think our personality has to die. The image I kept on getting was I was a mouse in a room and God was chasing me around with a broom, right? Trying to kill me. And I'm like, that's why nothing's happening, because that's how I perceive it. I have to die in order to allow God in. And I'm not going to let that happen. And then it was explained to me by my beings that I got it all wrong. That as a human being, I am divine by my very nature. I need to accept myself as fully human, fully divine. And the end result is you become fully alive. We are not seeking enlightenment. We're not. Although a lot of people say they are. We're seeking to be fully alive. When we look at somebody with like, holy moly, I want that. We want their sense of being fully alive. That's what we want. A lot of my clients have been saying, I want enlightenment, I want awakening, but they can't tell me what that is. It's a term, the concept. It's all out here. But what they want is to feel fully deployed in all areas of their life. What we're talking about is being beyond circumstance, not being at the effect of money or job or lover, but being so connected, so in tune that we're in the flow. If and when we give up our resistance, that's when the divine comes through us. It's not about waking up to the divine spark. It's about descending into the flow. And today on your show, when people call in, I'll be helping them with that.
Yeah. So when Colby says to end the show, when he's helping y'all with it, that means you get to raise your hand and ask Colby a very direct question. We're going to one question, not a rotation of questions, because we really want to align with the energy that's being transmitted. And if you really want to go deeper, again, the special offer is going to allow you to do that. On our calls, I'm just preempting this because on our calls with Colby, it's like someone gets on and they just want to keep going because there's so much that Colby is unpacking. But your mind doesn't need to catch up. Allow yourself to receive what's being transmitted in today's show. As you ask your questions, as you're listening, as you heal individually and collectively, all of us. And again, if the mind needs to go deeper, if there's more that wants to unravel, the special offer is there for that. So this is going to be profound. Yeah, Colby.
John?
How do you enlightenment and surrendering to that? What does that mean?
That means a lot of people are trying to get into enlightenment as if it's some sort of magic pill, as opposed to being here and now. Because if enlightenment is anywhere, it's not outside of you and it's not down the road, it's in here. And the quickest way is to give your resistance to what's going on with you now. Settle on in and get into the flow, as opposed to seeing healing outside of you. You, one of us. And of course, we want the answer outside of us, because then we don't have to take responsibility for doing much of anything. As you know, there's been an evolution in self-development where the healer, in the old days, the healer would deploy or give Shaktipat or whatever have you, and people would have their experiences. And given what's going on galactically, that's no longer really helpful. We have to help people find their own way, their own connection to their divine, as opposed to the divine, I have access and I'm helping you to get access. Doesn't work for the long term.
Right.
Most of your callers have done a lot of work. They wouldn't be on your show if they haven't been to therapy, been to shaman, been to Machu Picchu or wherever. And they keep on seeking. And unfortunately or unfortunately, their God self is in them, is in their humanity, and is in the complete acceptance of one's humanity that they open and they encounter the extraordinary.
It's wonderful. For me, enlightenment, it was a really interesting concept. I was asked this on an interview before, and for me, it's that state when you laugh and you forget where you are. It's that state where you're just crying and surrendered in that moment. It's that state of just pure presence. When your mind and body don't feel like you're not projecting towards something, the overwhelming of emotions without knowing that you're overwhelmed with emotions because you're so in it. And that's where we get to glimpse what's possible in that divinity, where we haven't lost ourselves to a thought or to reaction or to a judgment. And how do we do that more consistently? How do we allow that to have its effect and accumulate in our body in this crazy type of world?
I would say, I'm going to add to that, there's a sense of all is well, an embodied sense that everything is okay. I don't need to push, shove, grasp, be concerned. A lot of people want the divine to be this overwhelming experience, right? And it can be, and you've had that experience, right? Like tears and laughter and right?
Yeah.
The system can't maintain that. We have bodies, it can't maintain that. And we have those moments, but preferable or more consistently is a state of, oh, it's okay. Everything does work out for everyone. All is well. We are the human divine, and that means giving up our resistance to what is not happening that we want to happen. It's acceptance. Pure self-acceptance leads to an awareness of yourself as divine.
Beautiful.
But we want to make, but so many people are making money and selling CDs and courses to develop yourself, to be different than you are. And it's the wrong direction. We need to accept ourselves as we are, with all our foibles and talents. And then something happens. We rest. Well-being takes over.
I love
And
it.
that is not as sexy as striving or accomplishing or making something happen. There's some sexiness in this. This is much more of a surrender and allowing. And by the way, John, I don't surrender easily. I am made to work hard. You know, as a child, I was put in special ed and I had a lot of learning challenges. So I learned very quickly, I need to work harder than everyone else in order to get like a B average. And so a lot of my ego and personality is based on work, do what you can. And I've had to relinquish that.
Yeah, I've gone through stages where I felt fully surrendered and things were just flowing and things were wonderful until I got to a stage of a little bit of a transition and then realized how little I really was surrendered. But comparatively speaking, it felt like a lot.
Right. It's amazing when you think you're evolved. No, not so much. No, I thought I was on the apex. Maybe I made 80%. No. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
But how wonderful to glimpse that 20% or 10% or whatever it was of surrender because of that opening, of the experience, of the expansion, of the feeling of the heart, of what gets to flow through you and the experience of that. So it's a beautiful dance, I believe.
Yeah. What is there's a speaker that says, you're never done and you never get it right. Just keep going.
An experience.
Like, stop trying to arrive. You're never going to arrive. You're continually unfolding.
And what a beautiful unfolding and the experience of it that we get to have.
And I know there's a part of me that wants to get there. I want to get there and I want to get there now. And I want a little like sign that says I've done it, right? Like
Badge.
Spiritualized ego wants like
Tara is the halo. You want the halo. You've arrived,
I want
right?
the halo. I want people like see I'm worthwhile, right? Damn.
Oh my God. So all right, we're gonna start getting into Q&A here.
Okay.
In 2 seconds, actually in 2 minutes, probably. You guys want to ask your questions, raise your hands. I've already got some of y'all promoted to panelists. Yes. Yeah, I thought some more people would want to raise their hand as participants. Colby, you said that you connect to paraphrase the guides that are giving you information who they are. Who are these? Who are these peeps?
Well, one, I loved it when you say Colby, you said like I'm being quoted back, like I'm important or something. That's awesome. My ego is fed. So in terms of, you know, when people say they have guides and they talk to Mother Teresa or whoever, whatever, I'm always like, how do you know? Did you see an ID? Do you have a license? Like, how do you know? So how do you know? Like, that's a story. So I get really quiet and I connect and I get information. That information tends to be correct and energy kind of happens. So I shorthand that by saying guides, but I don't know what is happening, honestly. I do know it feels really good. I know people get results, but I don't want to define it because that would be dishonest. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I do a lot of saying a prayer and doing some protection stuff, so the best and highest comes through. But I'm not one of these people that says, oh, right now I'm getting information from Tesla or Abraham Lincoln. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, can you find out where the hidden jewels are? Because I could use those, right? Rather, I'm just getting information from the infinite intelligence that I have seemed to have access to.
You're such a heretic. You're a heretic for the heretics.
I'm a heretic for the heretic. That's gonna be on my, that's my brand. There you go.
Heretic for the heretics. Um, it- by the way, I totally get what Colby's saying. And sometimes I do feel an energy and I can identify it as a particular spirit. And it doesn't happen a lot. A lot of times it's just a consciousness that's most likely me or my higher self or wherever we're going to frame it for the sake of framing it. But I don't, like you, I don't typically have to, there's not, it's like, oh, I got to name it or I've got to, it just flows in and I don't know why, but it does. And it does seem to guide me extremely beautifully when I listen. It does help my clients. Like right now, like having this conversation, not invalidating any of us, but not invalidating Colby at the same time, right? Because we do have our experiences. But I love your directness and how grounded you are. And at the
Oh,
end,
God bless you.
yeah.
It didn't come naturally, I'll tell you that much. I do this work because I needed to do this work. I'm as crazy as get out.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's show people some of your crazy channeling
oh my God.
and healing work that you do. So let's start taking some live calls. Melanie, I'm guided to go to you first. If I can get you to unmute, please.
Thank you, John.
Yes.
Hello, Colby. I've waited so long to be called.
Oh, hi.
So many. I love your show, John. Colby, my question is, I understand like the 10% you feel good and then you run into what you don't surrender. It resonates with me really well. I feel like I've been in touch with it for at least maybe 15 years. This place is very tight and painful at certain times between my heart and my solar chakra. And it feels like it's guilt and shame. And it feels like I let some go and it goes and then it's there again.
So Melanie, honey, can we do something? Is that okay? All right. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And I'll invite all of you who are listening, because I'm going to work with Melanie, but everyone's going to get from this, right? If you want it, you can get it. You just need to intend that. Okay. So Melanie, put your attention in your solar plexus, 3 fingers below your belly button. Put your attention in there, in the middle of you. Okay. And if everyone could do that, that would be awesome. What that does is it brings your attention into your midsection in the center of you, so that energy is more likely to go to you. If your attention's above your head, which Melanie is where you keep it. Actually, you keep it in your third eye. Your third eye is way overdeveloped. And so when you keep your attention there, you're going to suffer from a lot of confusion, irritation, also headaches. So I want your attention in your middle. Would that be okay? Great. So Melanie, I need you to keep talking while we do this, because I know you're going to trance out, and that's the tendency. All right. Okay. So say I, Melanie.
I, Melanie.
Bring my attention into my still point.
Bring my attention into my still point.
There you go, and just settle down. And if you're watching and want to do this, you do the same. I, Colby, Bill, Bob. Bring my attention into my still point. 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of it. There you go. Notice everything calms down, Melanie. Notice it's almost like an umbrella comes down around your head and wraps around you. Can you feel that?
Yes.
There you go. Now, Melanie, you keep your attention in the front of you. You're very front focused, meaning you're very worried about the future. Okay. What's happening in your midsection that I perceive is that you're so in front of you that you're at the effect of other people's energies, and they're pulling on you, and you allow them to pull on you. Meaning, Melanie, you have codependent tendencies to prove yourself in the world, as opposed to knowing your value in and of yourself, probably because your parents or whoever raised you were like, oh, Melanie needs to prove herself in order to get our love, as opposed to that you're lovable as you are. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay, so Melanie, bring your attention. So say, I
I
bring my attention back.
bring my attention back.
There we go. There you go. Nice, Melanie. Bringing it back. All the way. There you go. So you're bringing your attention back to you from others. And then you're sitting that attention in your pelvic floor. You're doing a great job. And how do you feel?
I felt a shift as if I went inward.
Good. Feel calm. Together. Consolidated. Ask it to be increased, Melanie.
I ask this feeling of being inward and calm to increase.
Now. There
Now,
you go. Keep your attention back, Melanie. You have the impression that your answers are outside of you, and you're demonstrating that by how you hold your energy. I'm inviting you to bring your energy in you, so you get subconsciously or consciously that your answers come from you.
very true.
How's that feel, Miss Melanie?
It's true.
True. All right, well, keep doing that. It'll increase as we go.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Melanie.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure, absolutely.
Thank you, man. I was feeling a lot of movement in my throat, like I was like in half in Melanie. What was going on that you felt, Colby, physically?
For me or for you? What do you, I don't. So my focus is, so when you bring your attention into yourself, whatever's outside of yourself is going to get irritated. So there's energies that are hanging on that want your attention are going to have a little bit of a riot fest because they don't want to let go. But you as a human being have dominion over this realm. So there's nothing that could harm us because we're so powerful once we get that we are so powerful. So John, when you have energy coming on your throat and you feel that, that's energies trying to not let go of you, and you are letting go of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, of course. I'm glad. Of course. I like, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. And you're so handsome. You like both of those.
Oh my God.
But we'll get into Colby's ego later, right? Let's take some
no.
colors.
You don't need to get into it later. It's right here, right now. It's on all the time.
Tara, let's get you to unmute. Welcome to the call. Hello, Tara.
Hi, thank you.
Hi,
I was
Tara.
wondering- Hi,
Tara, why don't you slow down for a second?
yeah,
So Tara, honey, you don't do relationship.
wow,
You don't do relationship. You're lovely and you're beautiful. But what you want is connection. But you
right,
don't move in such a way to get connection. So when you approached in this call, like, hey, it was about like getting what you want. I want Colby to understand what I want so I can get it, as opposed to allowing the connection to birth it. Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay, so Tara, can you bring your attention into your middle? 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle. I don't need much. I just need a hello. And this is,
okay.
no.
Hello, yes,
bring your attention in. Take a deep breath. Breathe. And if you're a Tara and you identify that maybe sometimes you rush and lose relationship, this may be something you want to do. All right, Tara, honey, repeat after me. When I get scared,
when I get scared,
I rush
I rush
forward
forward
instead of being with me.
instead of being with me.
And so I get abandoned by me.
And so I get abandoned by me.
I accept that, I allow it, and I acknowledge it.
I accept that, I allow it, and I acknowledge it.
Hey, let this happen, Tara. There you go. Here we go. Just breathe. Stay in your still point. Let this happen. There's a lot happening. Breathe. You show me you're in this beautiful field and you're on this park bench and you can enjoy the field, but you keep on getting up to go and do stuff as opposed to enjoy yourself. Do you understand, Tara?
Mhm.
You're constantly rushing, doing, trying to get. And all the time, you just want to, there's a part of you, a large part of you that just wants to sit and enjoy, but you can't allow yourself to enjoy because you think the answer is outside of yourself, as if you've got to do something to validate yourself. Do you understand, Tara?
Yes,
Good. Breathe. Let yourself rest here. I repeat after me.
I,
Say your name, honey.
Tara,
Allow myself
allow myself
finally
finally
to rest.
the rest.
There you go. Well-being is not outside of you, Tara. It is here and now if you allow it. So your occiput is cramping, so open the back of your head. Open that up. Just tip forward, just allow. There you go. Nice. Good. How are you doing, Tara?
Great,
What's going on?
I feel more open.
Good. Do you want to ask me your question that you came on for? Or is it already resolved?
Well, that was a good part of it, so I won't take up more of your time, but I was going to ask for a healing of the heart, but
You need, Tara, honey, you have such a strong will that has served you really well, but now it's kicking the crap out of you because it's making you do stuff all the time. It's vigilance. So you don't need a healing of the heart, you need a healing of will.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Our culture supports go, do more, work hard, make ourselves beautiful, work out, whatever, right? But your soul is inviting you on a different journey.
yeah.
And you, my friend, are not going easily.
No, I never go easily.
Like me, all I want to do is work out and be hot in a swimsuit. That's all I want. That's all I want. All I want. I want to be hot in a swimsuit and, have some guy on my arm and, whatever. My soul is like, no, you have a different path. You have a path of stillness and flow. But yeah, but I want, you can keep fighting us, Colby. You can keep fighting. You're not going to win. You're going to suffer. Your path is one of relinquishing will and moving into trust. You don't like trust, but that's exactly why your soul is wanting you to take the journey.
I'm getting better at it.
Pardon me?
I'm getting better at the trust.
Absolutely. And if you want more help, I'm glad to work with you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, amazing. So Colby, after an energetic session with you, or even after the calls today and these glimpses, which are profound already even by themselves, what's the aftercare? What should Tara, like, what should she pay attention to or just be with?
So, when I meet with people, I want to form a relationship with them so I understand their whole picture. And I want to understand what they don't allow themselves to know. And then we look at their resistance to doing what they know they should be doing, but they're not doing. Like, we all have things that we know we should be doing.
I'm booking my session in a little bit, by the way.
right? But we
There's-
don't do them. And so then we look at what is that resistance about? Because we want to hold on. We so want to hold on. Here's a good point. We all have a formula for how we think life works.
Yeah.
My formula growing up was I'm going to be affable and cute. That's what I'm going to be likable, and I am very likable, and I'm going to be cute. I was cuter in my younger days, but I'm still pretty cute, right? That worked really well given my family of origin, high school, college, 20s, 30s, whatever the case may be. But that formula of being affable and cute, but I want it to work. So I try to be funny when I shouldn't be funny. I get pissed when people don't think I'm cute, right? And so a new formula was required. But my resistance is, no, this is my formula. I want this to work. And so at the end of the day, we get to heaven, wherever we're going to, and God or St. Michael, whoever it is, says to us, how'd it go? How was your formula? How'd it work? And that's what we're here to do, is to see how our formula works.
Hmm.
And if we need to change formulas and we don't, we suffer.
Beautifully explained. Thank you for that.
Sure.
All right, let's go on to the next caller. But April, do me a favor, put the link for the special offer in the chat box. If y'all know you want a session with Colby, which I highly recommend, the link's in the chat box. We'll review it in a little bit, but you're getting in essence what you're going to be receiving, but many more minutes in that. And there is a recording and transmission that's in there. But again, we'll get into that in a little bit. I want to continue here with callers. I think we're going to get, all of you guys have your hand. If y'all want to raise your hands, who still haven't, I think there's plenty of space. So y'all hang out. Right now, we're going to go to Desiree. Desiree, let's get you to unmute, please.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Desiree. How can I help you? How can John and I help you?
Well, I just wanted to see what you had to say.
No,
'Cause I was-
Desiree, I do not do that.
I love that. Desiree, Colby and I being cute together on the call is not enough.
Yeah.
Well, I
Desiree, when someone says to me, tell me what you sense, that hands their power right over to me,
Mhm.
as if I'm the person who knows, and I know you better than you know you. It's a total ego trip for the psychic. However, if you come with your intention then summons your soul. And then I talk to that. But without your intention being present, nothing happens for you or for me. So do you have a
Yes.
specific question?
yes, I have a question.
Wonderful.
I've just been observing, so even what you just said gave me a lot of answers. But how can I better accept and surrender to the life that I am planning for myself, and just
Can you be more
accepting?
specific, Desiree? Stop. You're hiding in generalities. What's your question?
Okay.
I love this. Yes.
I've planned based on the signs that I'm getting to finally move my life forward with, I've been stuck this past year. It felt as if I was stuck, even though it was
Desiree,
Yes.
ask me a specific question. I don't need a story. I don't need your life. Colby, I want to go into real estate. Is that possible?
Oh, okay.
Colby,
Colby, I want to
take a deep breath, Desiree.
I want to
So
get
Desiree,
married,
let's
have a
stop.
family.
No,
That's my
Desiree.
heart.
Hey, Colby, can I do something here real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Desiree, let's do this.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Just feel your body.
Okay.
And super easy. What do you want?
I want to feel like I'm doing things okay. That's what I want.
Desiree, honey,
Except,
let me jump in here.
Yeah.
Okay, are you with me?
yeah, I think so. Yes.
The point of self-awareness The only point of doing all the work that John does with you folks and all the panelists is to get you clear about what you want. That's the only point. That's it. That's the only point of self-awareness, because once you know what you want, you can manifest it. But if you don't know what you want, then you send out different alternative vibes that contradict each other, and you can't manage to manifest. That's the only point of self-awareness, because there are a lot of folks with less self-awareness than you who have more abundant lives. Okay, because we all see people who have a lot of abundance and not a lot of self-awareness. You just need enough self-awareness. So far, do you understand, Desiree?
You said see people, you said most people.
You
and I
see a
missed it.
lot of people with a lot of abundance with not a lot of self-awareness. You just need a bit of self-awareness. Okay. What's happening to you is you are all in so many different places and measuring through the ground, through the water element, through metal, what would be best. And so it's like you get overwhelmed. It's like me going to IKEA. I can't decide on shelves. There are too many shelves. I can't figure out what I want because this one's taller, but it'll look better there. This one's got glass, but I'll have to clean the glass, right? And I get overwhelmed by the amount of choices. So it's not clear what I want. I know I want shelves, but I can't. Do you understand so far, Desiree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Desiree, bring your attention down, 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of you. And take a deep breath. If you are somebody who has challenges knowing what you want, and you lack confidence in your choices, and you want God to bring it to you, that doesn't work. Because God comes with our might. That's how God comes, with our strength. God does not come when we are, please help me. That's not how God comes. God comes with our strength. So Desiree, can you repeat after me? I, Desiree, accept my strength.
Accept my strength.
I allow it. I
I
allow
allow
it.
it.
I acknowledge it. And I accept it.
I acknowledge it. And I accept it.
And I allow it.
And I allow it.
Here we go.
Hmm.
There we go. Keep going, breathe. Keep your attention in your middle. You just fractured it. Go back. Repeat after me. I, say your name,
Desiree,
accept my strength.
accept my strength.
I allow it.
I allow it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Here it comes.
Hmm.
We're allowing it to unfold within you. Stay with it, Desiree. Don't lose your focus. Stay. So all of us are terrified of the idea of us being really human divine, because the responsibility that we are creators of our experience can be terrifying. If you really tap in, like, holy moly, and that's what you're wrestling with, is owning your power. And so your ego, you're not you, you're lovely. Your ego hides in worry and confusion.
Hmm.
There we go, Desiree. What's going on, Desiree?
Well, yeah, I've been seeing that I'm manifesting, although I do take it as God working in my life, although I understand that God is answering my needs as long as I'm being pure hearted, like my intention is pure. But that is, it has been very overwhelming to see kind of what I put out there come back to me, because it's, it was what I once thought I had absolutely no control over. And it's not really control, it's just putting my desire out there and waiting to see what comes back. And it has been very overwhelming to see what I create come back. And it's actually all great, but it's very overwhelming.
Right. And so there is no God outside of you. there's God inside of you. Consider that you are a wave in the ocean. When you're at the top of a wave, Desiree, you're in your ego or personality, okay? And you're in your worry, concern, preferences. But when you dip below the surface of the wave, you can access the depth of the ocean. And so the game is to be aware of the ocean, yourself as the ocean, and yourself as the wave, and to jog between the two. If you see God outside of you, as your speech would illustrate, then God is like Santa Claus, and you got to be a good little person, pure of heart, in order to get your goodies. You don't need to be good. You just need to be aware of the ocean. That's why there are a lot of people who are not, quote, good, who are very abundant. You don't need to be good. You just need to be aware of that you are fully divine. And then stuff.
I would like to be good because I would like to see also accepting other people, not necessarily wanting that, to see everyone kind of in harmonious existence. So that is something that I desire, but not to push on people either.
Whether people are in harmonious existence is none of your business.
Mhm.
Your business is whether you're in harmonious existence.
Yeah,
Okay.
Desiree, I'm going to continue. Thank you so much for calling in. And I have to tell you, I felt the waves of so much coming in through manifestation, so many good things, so many choices coming into my life at once that it felt overwhelming for a while. Like having to choose out of all the good things that were coming in and abundantly. And for me, I had to really see what I was choosing to align with, why I wanted to choose the particular choices, not the other, why the other ones felt appealing, what they were feeding into, part of my ego, part of recreating the past, part of safety, part of keeping myself small, part of my fear of moving forward. So a lot of different things. And it's by slowing down back into myself that I came back into myself and I was able to make a choice. And none of the choices are wrong, by the way, but I could discern what was right for me at the moment. And is there a highest choice to be made? The ego would think so. The way we teach about spirit, there is a highest, but there's also your expression that you're manifesting based on your choice that stems from your consciousness, that stems in the fact that you are the divinity that Colby is reminding you of. So I get it. And where Colby's leading you, I absolutely love. And come back and listen to the replay and that part and what you're repeating for yourself. It's going to help you tremendously. Thank you. Colby, let's go to our next caller.
I look forward to meeting that person. Bye, Desiree.
Simon, Colby's been looking forward to meeting you.
A boy.
Colby,
Simon.
I'm honored to meet you, my friend. You are indeed exceedingly likable. You really are.
Oh,
And
God bless you,
very
Simon.
grateful to be here. And I thank John so much. John is just a wonderful, wonderful man. I've been on some of these shows before. I've loved it. So
But
thank you very
not
much for
as
taking the time.
likable. Not as likable. No.
I'm not going to make a judgment on that.
Stick. We'll put it that way.
Whatever. Whatever. Simon, what's your question?
And I love you, Spirit. And by the way, I'll try and keep the story to a minimum.
Oh,
So
thank goodness.
on my spiritual journey, I'm feeling great about it. You know, I don't have any emotional issues that I know of. I feel fantastic. Things come to me, things work out. Recently, I've had, let's call it an explosion of autoimmune things. Some things minor, but mostly my hands. To the extent that I can't really tie a shoelace without immense pain or do buttons up. In the middle of the night, it bangs me awake. And I know, and I've asked this question before, I think with Christy Whitman, if you recall, John, is how do I stop resisting the pain? If I want this to go and I want the strength back and some sort of healing, I think I have to find some way not to resist it. But
You know,
I've
Simon,
struggled with that.
Simon, the image that occurs to me when you speak is you are running a race and you're tying your shoes, and sports, and you're like high school, college, that kind of thing, where you're like gonna get,
Right.
and, but you're your age now. And you go to tie your shoes and your fingers get stuck in the ground, as if your fingers are in the ground and you can't pull them out. Do you understand the image?
Yeah, I do.
So there's a way that the earth, so now what I'm asking is, why is that the case? So do you mind playing with this? Is that okay, Mr. Simon?
Oh, however you'd like to go, Colby. I'm all
Oh,
in.
God bless you, Simon. So Simon, bring your attention into your middle, 3 fingers below your belly button in the middle of you. And if you have a physical issue, this is something you may want to play with.
Okay.
Breathe and say,
I,
Simon,
Simon,
get that my fingers are stuck in the ground.
get that my fingers are stuck in the ground.
I accept that, I allow it, and I acknowledge it.
Accept that I allow it and I acknowledge it.
Okay, let's see what happens. And Simon, just say what's going on as it goes on, as you're aware. There we go. Stuff's moving now. I get. repeat after
Some
me.
tension seems to be leaving me a little bit. I'm naturally, a physically tense person.
Yeah, sure. I get.
I get.
I don't want to let go of this. This ground does not want to let go of me.
This ground does not want to let go of
There
me.
we go. I get.
I get.
We're going to go, Simon. I get that there's a karmic ancestral.
Oh, you're frozen.
You froze, Colby. Let's wait for Colby to come back.
That there's a karmic
Okay.
ancestral obligation to this earth. Did you get that, Simon?
I heard that. Yes.
Can you repeat that?
I get that there's a karmic ancestral obligation to this earth.
I accept that.
I accept that.
Here we go. Let your fingers rest. Just relax. I apologize
I apologize
on behalf of my ancestors
on behalf of my ancestors
to what was done here on this earth.
to what was
There we
done
go.
here on this earth.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Rock and roll. There you go. There we go. It's interesting that you're in the position to do this sprint, but you're being held. And I believe there's something with your ancestors. There was some damage that your people did.
Damn their
while
eyes.
Well, they were running, right?
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Simon?
I'm doing good, thank you, Colby. Right now, I'm feeling fine.
How's your finger?
Yeah. There's a lot of inflammation, so I know that has to go down for me to receive any real relief. But
There we go. It's draining out of you. Healings could happen instantaneously, and they could take a while.
of course.
So here we go. There's draining. There you go, Simon. Just let it go. Open. This is not yours to carry any longer, as long as you don't choose to carry it.
I choose not to carry it.
There you go. This is my
I
ancestor.
didn't do it.
Yeah. I'm responsible for me. They're responsible for them. There we go. Nice. How you doing?
Brilliant. Thank you, my friend.
How are your fingers?
They're feeling good at the moment. Thanks. They're feeling
Oh.
good.
So the additional work here is you have karmic predisposition to take on other people's stuff before you sprint forward.
Hmm.
I
So
see.
we want you to be able to sprint forward with freedom.
Yes.
And so for whatever reason, you have this challenge opportunity right now to release what you hold is your duty, obligation, inheritance. So if we work together, that's
Yeah.
where I would go with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've always had a strong feeling about some sense of obligation to everything around me, you know, and loving myself last. But I'm working on that. It's coming. It's coming. You know,
Absolutely,
again,
wouldn't be here if it weren't.
it's a journey.
Simon, I have to share with you how spot on this is. Me too, with my right hand.
I
And-
remember.
And it's been
Yes.
bugging me. And I actually went to a dear friend who I reached out to. We happened to be chatting, and she's medical intuitive. It's like, let me feel into it. And it was a similar description of what Colby was saying. And it was an aspect of giving with one and receiving with the other. And the one that was in receiving, the one that needed to be able to sustain for myself, but not only sustain, to receive from the outside as well, as opposed to outpouring from the other all the time. That's what was stuck. And just in the awareness of that and the willingness to receive and to allow. Because me too was a running forward energy, but you can't run forward depleted.
Yes.
Or
And I've always been hard charging, running forward, you know, at the front of the pack. That's just been my whole ethos.
And you've probably
You know?
been successful and abundant in many ways, and you depleted. I can't say depleted, but there was more of accumulation. There's a bigness within you that wanted to come in as well. And some of that perhaps got sacrificed because of such that everything else had to be, there's something in that of what needed to be taken care of, but the giving and receiving, the slowing down of what's coming through, it's very similar to the energetic transmission that I received when I reached out and asked. So I find that fascinating, and thank you. Colby, what do you
Thank you.
John, I'm sorry, you broke up.
I said, what are you picking up?
I was just kind of repaginating my field.
Oh, okay, perfect.
My focus was on me kind of shifting, because it's a lot of, I connect in, I gotta separate, and there's a lot going on here.
There is. All right, Simon, thank you so much, and blessings too.
Thank you, guys. You're beautiful. Love you both. Thank you.
You too. All right, we're gonna get some more Q&A here, y'all. And I have to tell y'all about the special offer with Colby. Look very professional in your picture up there, by the way, Simon. Very cool. The special offer with Colby, it's a personal session, and there's the Nutri ceremony. So this is actually pretty cool. Colby told me about this before.
I love the Nutri ceremony.
This is so I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can follow along here, but the link for the special offer is in the chat box, and I highly recommend that you click on that. I highly recommend that you get a session with Colby. April, I hope you purchased mine by now, but we'll get there. And Colby, personal session, you're going to cover, are your sessions going to go like we're going on the call today typically?
Yeah, but they're longer and more in depth, because I don't want to put people on blast on a call like this.
Yeah.
But we go pretty deep, and it's all about helping you to feel fully alive at the end of the day. One thing, usually the first session is, if you request, is around your soul's journey. What is your soul inviting you to do? That maybe you're going along with it, maybe you're not. Because once people figure out what their theme is, life becomes much simpler, right? If you know what your soul's trying to accomplish, okay, I'm here to manage my will, or I'm here to trust, or then, okay, your choices are really clear ahead of you. So I meet with people on phone or Zoom, and we do a session, and I give you homework, and hopefully you do it, and you experience change. Pretty big stuff.
It really is big stuff. And again, the result is you become more fully alive, which is, man. And Desiree, who was on earlier, so many of us, we've had these conversations on the show, some of us privately, and I just don't know. I feel stuck. I have so many choices, and I can feel something big about to pop, but it's not happening. It's like I feel like I'm threading through mud. I mean, those conversations have been coming up, and again, this feeling of alive, and Colby helps us to remember that the divinity is within, not without. He brings the power back to its source instead of making the power a source outside of ourselves. And when you can tap into that,
We are the creator and the creation.
Mm.
That blows my mind.
yeah, whew, right?
That we are the creation and we are the creator of the creation. That's that.
Yeah.
Once you get that, whew. But in order to get that, you have to accept yourself. So one thing you were saying, John, is you're overwhelmed by all these gorgeous options. But if you don't have to choose, then you don't have to be the bad guy, says your ego, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
hide in confusion and indecision and you, instead of just choosing and that, like taking that adventure, because there's a part of the ego, oh, I'm going to choose wrong and bad things are going to happen. No, I'm the creation, I'm the creator, I can just choose. So your journey would be to have confidence in your divinity, right? And to take the choice. And because at the end of the day, like I said, we don't get it wrong, we never get it done, as Esther Hicks would say. So you're always going to get another shot. Always. Nothing is forever, nothing is definitive, nothing defines you.
And you're spot on with me with that. If I don't have to choose, I'm not the bad guy.
And I'm not to blame, I'm not wrong, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, spot on. And again, Colby was reading that for me. Without a doubt, I know that one. So transparency, which is whatever, fine, right?
You are adorable.
Right? Colby, you're rubbing off on me. So 30 minutes Zoom session. Is it recorded, Colby? Are you cool with recording the sessions?
Absolutely. Welcome to record it.
Okay, welcome to record it. And then the new tree ceremony. When you described this to me, this was really cool. And I'd love it if you shared in your words.
I actually sing in this, and I'm not a singer. It just kind of came through. This is a ceremony based for folks who are really serious. It's not for the light of heart. If you love life, but you don't love your life, this is for you. This is where you consider that with the tree of life and the Kabbalah, that your life is a tree. And if you don't like your life, we're going to take that tree down and establish a new tree in a ceremony. We're going to feed it. We're going to water it. We're going to watch it grow. That's what we're going to do. But you got to be willing to let go of the old tree, which is tough. Like if you want to hold on to anything, not for you. If you're willing to take the journey and trust that your divinity has you, holy moly, this will rock your world.
This does not mean that everything leaves the field, but you have to be willing to let it all go.
Have to be willing to let it go. Right. I just had a person come to my house, like a feng shui person, and she's like, holy moly, you got this all wrong in here. And I was confronted with like letting go of some furniture that's pretty nice. And I was like, why? Like, who cares? I'm going to let go. More's coming. More. So I know the resistance of wanting to hold on to stuff that you really don't need, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit. And you got to be willing to let go of what doesn't fit in order to get really what's going to work for you. I'm holding on to furniture I've had for 30 years because it reminds me of some event or some person. That's done. Can't bring in something new if I'm holding on.
Amazing. This is so exciting, y'all. Again, 30-minute session with Colby, the new tree ceremony. You love your life, but not your life, right?
Yeah, we got it, Bobby.
And what else? This is amazing. Y'all, $147, 2 payment option if you choose it. Book your session with Colby. Take advantage of this. This is I just love it. You just see it. You just see it. It's so wonderful and so refreshing and so grounded.
It's a great discount. I have never discounted my sessions this much, but because I'm on the show with you, John, and I love you, and here's your people, I want to gift this to your community.
Well, thank you. And my people, our people are awesome. I mean, truly, I hear that time and time again from speaker after speaker. Y'all really, it's, if you're on this call, there's a level of commitment or awakening or whatever, or self-compassion, whatever words you want to interject in there that would define you at that pristine royal level, I want to call it. Those are the type of people that are drawn to the show for some reason. And so I just bow to each and every one of you and namaste, truly.
It's a reflection of you in April, John. That's what it is.
Without a doubt. And I acknowledge that, but how wonderful to be met and to grow from lights that remind me what else is possible within myself, right? Truly, truly. So thank you all. And I'm telling you, y'all take advantage of this. The link's in the chat box. Click on it, schedule your session with Colby and get the ceremony, the tree ceremony.
Oh, I love that ceremony. So good.
Let's continue. Let's take some more Q&A. I'm excited about who's coming through. Oh my God, Shannon, let's go to you. Shannon, let's get you to unmute, please. What are you painting over there?
I'm painting cat portraits.
How can I help you, Shannon?
My child has been asking for a sibling, and I wasn't planning on having the first one, and I wasn't planning on having another one either. So I guess I am just kind of confronted with the fact that I never thought that he'd have an opinion about that. And I'm starting to, I have a really lovely partner who's actually a bit younger than me, who I know would like also to have a family. So I guess I'm kind of opening up the notion that I might bring another soul through, but it wasn't what I thought was a part. It's not part of my plan.
Is there a question in there, Shannon?
Well, yeah, I guess. I'm feeling like, is that, and this may sound judgmental, but is that like an appropriate direction for my life path at this point? Because I think I had all these other ideas about what I was going to do with the next like phase. So
Shannon, let's look at this, okay?
sure.
Shannon, the person who knows most about you is you.
Right.
You're asking me to tell you who you are and what's right for you, which a lot of psychics might do, but it has no integrity, in my opinion.
Sure.
Better is to help you know what you want.
Right.
What is it that Shannon wants? That's where I help you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah.
Determine what I want here. Okay. So can you say, Colby, how do I determine what I want here with this potential pregnancy?
Yeah, sure. Colby, how do I determine what I actually want here?
Shannon, honey,
Yes,
do you want a second kid?
I say maybe.
Okay.
When I think about it, I feel excited about the potential for it.
Okay, great. And you like the idea of being pregnant?
Yeah, my first one was great. I felt more.
Great. Do you like the idea of having two kids at the same time? 2 kids?
Yeah, because I had a sibling and I think about how special my relationship with my sibling is. And
Try again. You like the idea of having 2 kids to manage?
I could do it. My
But you
son
don't want
is
to.
at an age
Notice
now
you
where
don't want
he's
to.
in school. So what's that? Do I want to?
Shannon,
Yes.
notice, yeah, that's the question. So notice when I say, do you want 2 kids to manage? There is a sense of, I don't want that.
Right.
My name is Levi.
Yeah. Did I tell you that I have a microphone? Yes.
Yeah. So notice that's not appealing to you to have 2 kids to manage.
Right.
It's not appealing, not something you're excited about.
Mhm.
Does that make sense, Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay. Notice as you go forward, having those 2 kids to manage and your partner is happy to have that second child, and you're there in that family matrix. Still with me, Shannon?
Yes.
Is that exciting for you? Have the courage, Shannon.
I'm going to put my headphones in.
So what I'm doing is tracking you. That's what I'm doing. I'm watching your energy and your soul and sensing into when you're allowing the truth to come through your mouth
Right.
and when you're not.
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Notice when I ask you, are you excited about having a second kid and your partner's happy and there you are? Is that something that appeals to you?
I do feel torn about that, but I am tired. I will say that.
Shannon, notice,
Ask a
honey,
question, Colby.
sure, let me just jump in, John, just let me take the opportunity. Notice I'm asking you the question, how you feel, and you feel torn. Torn is not a feeling. Go ahead, John. Go ahead, John.
Shannon, are you in a compromised place to speak honestly?
No, I'm
You're not?
good.
Okay,
There's no one. Yeah,
I just wanted to be sure.
I appreciate that. Yes, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I may be compromising myself.
Well, they can't hear me though, can they, Shannon?
No, it's just my child.
Yeah.
Well, I put this in because he's listening to a show.
I understand. So Shannon, what I'm getting is you say you're torn, but the answer is, I'm not really that into having to manage two children.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not, you're not into it.
Right.
You're into your partner's need being met to have a kid. You're into your kids' need to have a sibling, but you're not that into it.
Right.
And so you would be moving forward with this child from a place of sacrifice, which is not going to generate great news for you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's a way of you anchoring to, like, I don't want to sacrifice unless I can move out of sacrifice into abundance. Then I don't do this. Unless it feels abundant and joyful, I stick with the one kid.
That's fabulous, fabulous feedback.
And so if you wanted to work with me, that's what we would work on, getting you clearer and clearer, not trying to get you to be abundant and joyful about this decision,
right?
But rather allowing your soul to come through. Because it's when we deny our soul that we suffer. And we deny our soul when we think we have to please other people in order to be okay.
Right.
I appreciate your courage to have this conversation. I really do.
Thanks.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Colby, while we got Shannon here, I want to ask you a question. You know, so many times we strive for knowing. Like we have to know and we want to know and all that. When's it okay to be in the not knowing? In the in-between?
If you're going to access your divinity, you have to be okay with not knowing, because the divine is in the unknown. It is the great mystery. So many of us want to know because we want to control. But control is in the world of the ego. Now, there are so many self-development experts talking about, like, you control your life, get more options, and that's great, and that's true on one domain. But if you want a more robust, abundant relationship with the universe, you better be okay with the great mystery.
And so with Shannon right here on the call with us, and Shannon, it's tremendous compassion and sympathy. It's like, and the kind of in between, and I'm not saying that you don't know, but the in between and the kind of trying out like the different scenarios and then deciding, it's okay being in the not knowing. But what I love what you're doing, Colby, is that you're bringing her to scenarios that really help her to align into a truth that we tend to deny within ourselves. And it can lean on either side. But once we have the information, and that is that grounding the information as it meets the divine, again, being human and divine simultaneously, I think that's where the action steps really, the moving forward really propels forward.
If we're going to be fully divine, we need to allow ourselves to not know. If we're going to be fully human, we need to allow ourselves to know what we know. And what Shannon's struggling with is her humanity. That's what you're challenged by. Like, do I get to have what I want if that means somebody else doesn't get to have what they want?
Thank you. Right.
Right. So some folks hide and I don't know, but really they know they just don't want to act. And because it's scary to go into the unknown. So again, we've got to ride the top of the wave and the depth of the ocean simultaneously, jogging back and forth. And so many people are talking about, no, you just want to be down on the ocean at all times, be in the divine, access your spark. And that's just not how it works.
Yep.
We keep our personality when we awaken. And that's why people have personalities when they're awakened. We're all not the same.
Beautiful. Shannon, get a session with Colby. I highly recommend it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love your show and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Blessings to you. All right, let's continue here. Samantha.
Okay, awesome.
How do you pronounce it? And welcome.
It is Samantha. It's just spelled strangely.
I love it. And welcome to the call. What's your question for Colby?
Thank you. This is fascinating. And my question for Colby is, I have been,
Hey, Samantha, one, you have a gorgeous third eye. Gorgeous. Two, can you get closer to the mic so we can hear you?
yes,
There's a lot
sorry.
of echoing and stuff, because I really want to take in what you're saying.
I've been struggling with some chronic illness stuff, and I'm just wondering if you can help me figure out what my best next step is to regain more energy.
I'm sorry, John, can you repeat, because I'm having a hard time hearing.
I'm having a hard time hearing you also, Samantha. Can you get some headphones or plug in?
Yeah, I had to switch to an older computer because the other one died.
It sounds like you're speaking to us from another galaxy, which
Yeah.
Maybe
who's to say that's not true, right? But let's get you here.
we are multidimensional beings, right?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Keep talking.
Let's try it.
Okay. So I've been dealing with a chronic illness for a long time, and I've gotten a lot better.
What have you been dealing with?
A chronic illness
Chronic illness.
with a
What
lot,
kind of chronic illness, Samantha?
a lot of energetic challenges, which I push through. And I'm wondering if I need to stop pushing, or
Okay, let me look. So, because I can't hear you very well, so I'm gonna.
Hard to hear you, Samantha. Yeah.
wow,
So let me
this is
see.
weird.
Samantha's dealing with chronic. What kind of chronic illness do you have, Samantha? Can you tell us?
Well, I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease.
One more time?
Chronic Lyme disease.
Ah, got it.
Lyme disease. Okay.
Colby, Samantha, chronic Lyme. Okay, got it. What is- Okay, Samantha, what they show me, sweetheart, is that you're on the banks of of the water. Okay? And what they're showing me is you're fishing. And on the edge of your pole is the limes. Do you understand so far?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So it's connected to you. How close it gets to you is really up to you because you're fishing. So here's the key. One, I want you to let go of the fish and I want you to put down the rod because there's something here with your ego is attracted to limes because it thinks it's going to get something from it.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity. And there are easier ways of learning than being ill. Are you with me, Samantha?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Samantha, could you bring your attention 3 fingers below your belly button and in the middle of you? Because illness is never about illness. It's about our soul's journey.
Right.
And I know, Samantha, my soul made me my soul, I chose to make me really sensitive, like overwhelmingly sensitive to stuff, food, allergens, all sorts of craziness. And so when I ask my soul, like, what is going on? I can't sleep, I can't eat. They're like, well, this is the only way we could teach you, Colby, how to be more gentle with yourself in life. This is it. And I'm like, Mother Mary, there must be a different way of learning gentleness other than feeling so fragile. Do you follow me, Samantha?
I do.
All right, so repeat after me. I, say your name, Samantha.
Samantha,
Get
get
that I've chosen limes to learn something from.
some time to learn something from.
I get that, I accept it, and I allow it.
Accept it and I allow it.
I'm ready to put this fishing pole down.
I'm very ready to put this fishing pole down.
Now,
Now,
there we go. Now just put it down. You don't need to look at what kind of fish you caught, or you don't need to like let it go. You're just going to put it down. Let it go into the abyss, into the flow. I have a hard time letting stuff go that I don't understand.
a hard time letting stuff go that I don't understand.
I accept that.
I accept that.
But I can go into the unknown and not understand.
I can go into the unknown and not understand.
There we go. So this is your soul journey. You want to understand, but your understanding is limiting your experience. Do you understand?
Yes.
There we go. What is it like to not have to understand things and allow the universe to show up and trust? So your ego wants to understand. Your soul is like, sure, you can take that journey, or you can just move forward without understanding and count on your ability to access infinite intelligence at any time. There you go. Nice transmission right there. Good. What's happening?
It's just fun.
Good. Your journey, let go of understanding, having to know, having to provide information and answers, and count on your ability, your God-given ability, your God nature, I should say, to access infinite intelligence whenever you need. The reason people need to know is because they don't value themselves, or they think their value is determined on our knowledge. And that's not true. You are inherently of value, but your ego is like, oh my God, I need to know stuff. And so it's attached itself to limes to give you this lesson, but you don't need the limes. You can just get the lesson. Do you understand?
Yes.
Wonderful. Good. And
That's
if we work together, I'd like to help you more with this. Because it's
Right.
a journey to trust infinite intelligence. It is.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank
Colby,
you.
that's so
Thank
spot
you,
on.
John.
Samantha, I have to tell you, you're just this big, beautiful energy.
Absolutely.
You're just as big. You know how I know? You know how I know? I just do. And guess what? I didn't know anything about you. You didn't have to prove it to me with all your knowing. I could just see it in you. You proved it in your being, which you didn't. It's just organic. It just is. So the value didn't come until you demonstrated all these things that you've gathered and synthesized and put everything else in. I just know it. You, just on the call, I knew I was attracted. It's like, who is this big being? I must call on her. So thank you for being the eminence of the light that you are, because it's reminding all of us of this parts of ourselves that Colby has just beautifully revealed to us.
You can just rest into being that person.
You don't even have to trust it. You just are.
No, just rest.
Exactly.
Rest into being that person.
Allow that divinity to shine through you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you both very much.
Amazing. All right, let's go to our next caller, Gloria Collins. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can. Hi.
Because I don't know how close I need to be. Thank you.
Gloria,
Okay,
you put
wow.
the camera a little, Gloria, honey. I can see your wonderful mouth.
I know, I can't
There
keep-
you are. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous.
Thank you. So are you. I love
Oh,
you.
God bless you.
Oh, don't feed as you go. Come on.
I'm getting so much from everybody else's stuff too. But what my question is financial. I've been blocking financial for quite a while now. And I'm not sure if it's because I mean, I know I feel like I don't deserve it on some level, but I don't know if you see anything else so that I can
Gloria,
open this
honey,
up. Yes.
Gloria, honey, how do you want to bring in money? I mean, other than winning the lottery, what's your plan?
Well, no, the thing is, I live in Mexico and I've been in court for 17 years with this lawsuit that I finally have won, but now it's not like finishing. And then I met with my lawyer yesterday and
So Gloria, honey,
plus money. But I mean, you know, it just is not working.
I don't do a lot of story, as John knows.
I know.
So, all right. So Gloria, you want to bring in money through the lawsuit? Is that the thing?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Gloria, so one thing is nobody has any blocks.
Okay.
I'm going to erase that from your vocabulary.
Yes, thank you.
Because blocks make us think that we need to clear something. As if something is foreign in us that is other than us, that we need to take care of, as if we're little engineers or hardworking people with shovels, right? It's a lot of work to unblock you. And so the ego is like, man, I'm not doing that. That sounds horrible. I'm just going to avoid that or ignore it or blame it or whatever the case may be. We don't have blocks. We have energy that can be transformed. Okay. So you see yourself as having blocks, then you are blocked.
Okay.
Then there's something in your way. And if something's in your way, then you're not the powerful divine human that I know you are. Does that make sense? You're denying your very power by thinking that you will block.
That's it. Wow.
Thank you very much. So you are the creator of your experience, the creation. There are no blocks.
Wow.
You are. Now, so I'm transmitting this. If you want this, just yes, any of you, right? I'm transmitting this concept. It is a concept, truth concept, of that you are the creator of your experience. There are no blocks. There's only experience. And if I have an experience that I now choose that's not remarkable, I can have a different experience because I'm the creator. Not because I need to resolve a block or get some healer to do some energetic munjo, but rather because I'm the creator of my experience. You don't have a problem with financial abundance. You have a problem with your attention, letting it wander and convince you that you are at the effect of a universe that doesn't like you. And so if you have that perspective, then the universe is like Santa Claus, where you're asking Santa to bring you something because you're good, right? Or the universe is chaotic and you need to manage it so that you can etch out your part and get what you want. However, if you consider that you're the creator and the creation, then you have a different experience.
Wow.
Can you own that? Or
I can. I mean, I can hear. I mean,
words owning it. There's that old, what is that? Marianne Williamson quote, John, you probably know it better than I do. We're more scared of our infinite possibility or who we really are. You all know the quote, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, she was quoting something from A Course in Miracles, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a re-quote from something else, but
I agree. Yeah.
something, but we all know the quote. That's what we're talking about here.
okay, boy, that really rings true. Thank you so much to just.
And Gloria, if we work together, that's where I would go with you.
Yeah.
So Gloria, I want to ask you something before I ask you that question. April, put the link for the special offer back in the chat box again at the bottom, so it's easy for everybody to find. Y'all book your sessions. Gloria, I want to ask you, are you ready for what's for you to show up for you? What's really authentically true for you to show up for you?
It's a good question, John. And yes, I don't think I was, but I think just in this last week, I just said, okay, this is, this is time. I'm really ready. I was afraid for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but it doesn't matter, I don't think.
Well,
But
and
yeah,
I love
you're
that
right.
because
on.
we get to that point. It's like, what's truly for me, I'm ready for show up, and everything else is just BS, and I'm willing to let it go. I'm willing to let it go. And so the special offer,
Yeah,
the tree ceremony, I'm telling you, would you be willing to let go of the money from this lawsuit?
Well, it's pretty much not happening anyway. But,
Well,
I have to make this. Okay, that was not a
That's not my question. That's
answer.
not my question.
Yes, because I trust.
You'd be willing to let go, and just a yes is enough.
Yep.
Wonderful. I highly recommend the tree ceremony for you.
Oh, God bless you, John.
Thank you.
I highly recommend it. And then you'll find we knock on doors that are closed and we keep trying to pry it open. Not saying that door is closed for you, Gloria. I'm not suggesting that at all. But so many of us, we see an opportunity. We have to experience something, an opportunity, and then the door closes. But we keep knocking on it. We keep trying to shove it open. We pound ourselves into it. It's like, it's not open. It was there. It's not open. It's there. And we keep accumulating this resistance and this frustration, and depletes our energy. It depletes our will because we keep beating on something that's closed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Colby, go ahead. Yeah.
No. I just see it in my own life. I keep on doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And I want my formula to work.
Right. And there's these other doors that are open, but we're so busy facing this one that we don't see those behind us.
Absolutely.
And we get to the point, it's like, you know what? I can't beat on this door anymore. I'm willing to let these doors that are closed, or even if I don't see them as closed, I'm willing to let it all go for what's truly for me.
And to trust that we will be okay.
I had a profound initiation in Bimini where I sat on the dock and snot cried for 3 hours straight. Where I was giving everything back to God that I was gifted, because none of it was truly mine.
It's gorgeous.
And I was emptying out everything that was given to me, every experience, all the love, all the accumulation, all the wealth, all the great experiences, my daughters, my family, my love. I gave it all back because none of it's mine. After I gave it all back, I landed in a place, but I know there's more. And that's where the divine met me and told me that it was waiting for me.
And you make a great point. The divine cannot meet you in your contraction. It cannot. It can only meet you in peace and awe and love.
Yes, exactly.
And we create our lives as a pressure cooker, it seems, so that we no longer could hold on anymore. We can't hold on anymore. Seems like that's what happened. I can't hold on anymore. And some people lose their jobs, lose their lover, lose their health in order to challenge themselves, put themselves in the pressure cooker that they can't hold on anymore, and then they let go.
Yeah.
I know for me, I lost my health, my work, my relationship, my home. It took all of it. I did not go easily. I have one strong ego, man.
And how beautiful that you get to share from your lessons, from your experiences, and how you chose outside of the divinity of yourself and came back and get to lead from there. So, oh, wonderful. Lord, thank you for coming on, and blessings in whatever unfolds for you and the gifts that are waiting.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh my God, y'all, I promise more calls. We're ready at the top of the 90 minutes and we'll have Colby back. Come back, raise your hand. I remember, I'll call on you, I promise. And book your session. It's getting with Colby and get one-on-one. And I hope you followed along. Come back and listen to the replay. There's so much here. I like some of y'all have stated in the chat box and on the call, I got so much from each and every one
Right.
of these experiences. So truly, y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And Colby, thank you for what you do and how you do it and the integrity that you do it with, truly, because you really do set your ego aside to facilitate this awakening within us.
It's definitely here, John. I'm just choosing not to pay it a lot of attention, but
Well,
it's here. I'm not
thank
without
you.
ego.
Y'all can give Colby a little ego stroke after your sessions with them or whatever, or maybe here in the chat box. They love us both. No, give Colby some love.
Wow.
And thank you. No, I'm just playing with y'all. Y'all have fun. Enjoy. Truly enjoy. How wonderful. I love you guys. Again, I so see you in me, and I see more of what I want to become in you. And Colby, you're awesome. Yes, you're handsome. It's wonderful to
Thank
have
you
you.
very much, John. Thank you.
All right. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.